Here we go. There's dogs barking. My cat is running around. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Coffee and a Yap. I wanted to start my own little, I wouldn't even call it a podcast because there's no fancy mics, there's no fancy studio. I'm literally sitting on my back porch having my morning coffee, and I just like to talk. I also think that this is a great way to show a different side of me, I guess, that maybe some of you don't get to see, and just talk about things that I don't normally get to talk about on my social media, because there's like this mold of social media that you're supposed to follow to be successful. I think it's bullshit personally, so I wanted to do something different and something that, you know, still involves music but in a different aspect of it. So therefore, that's why I created Coffee and a Yap. I have a feeling that this is not going to last long outside. March 1st, I am at Red River Station, an acoustic show. Really excited about that. St. Joe, Texas. Can't wait to play that show. Get to talk about my songs and the stories behind them, and trauma dump for 90 minutes. Also working on a couple other shows here and there. Obviously, we're trying to book as much as we can, and so if you want to see us in a specific spot, let me know in the comments. We'll try to make it happen because I'm trying to get my foot in any door that I can. So there was a recent TikTok ban for literally less than, 24 hours? Me personally, I was kind of hoping it was gonna last a little bit longer than it did, just because it was one less social media app that I had to focus on. But I also know that TikTok has helped a ton of people. I just think personally, it has done a lot of good for the music industry. I think that it is fair to say that it has done a lot of damage to the music industry as well. Obviously, everything has pros and cons, and I think that it's just part of it, but I was kind of hoping that we could go back to just like the regular way of finding music. I haven't scrolled for 3 days on the For You page, which I think is my best record since the freaking app came out. I've been trying to not let myself doom scroll for hours and hours, because I think it just is such a waste of my time when I could be doing so many other productive things, and I think it's literally like rotting my brain to just keep scrolling and watch other people's lives when it's like I have my own to worry about. So I've stopped scrolling. I'm gonna continue posting on there because I kind of have to. That's about as much as I'm gonna do on TikTok. So if you see me post, just know that I am fighting my urges to just scroll that whole For You page every single time. I think it's only fair that if I'm gonna do a podcast, I'm gonna have to include some music in it. But let's talk about some music that I have been loving recently. This is a topic that obviously I love to talk about. Music. My number one on repeat song right now has been Cool Cat by Queen. I just want to dance when I hear this song. It's just so funky, and I mean, how can you not love anything that Queen does? Plain and simple, period. Freddie Mercury was an icon and still is an icon. So Cool Cat has been my absolute jam. Getting ready in the morning, going to work, like just need a little pep in my step. Cool Cat. I found this artist recently, Jalen Naganda. If You Don't Want My Love has been seriously on repeat every single day. I was listening to just like a 70s station because that's been my jam recently, and he popped up in like this similar artist's music realm. Oh my gosh, I listened to his whole album and it's amazing. It's like I was transported back to the 70s but in today's music, because he just put out this album a couple years ago, I believe. So Jalen Naganda, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I might be butchering it, but If You Don't Want My Love off the album Come Around and Love Me. Amazing. This is actually funny because I did find this on TikTok before the TikTok ban, but it is the Broody Brothers, Me More Cowboy Than You. I think that this song is so hilarious, so real and accurate. It's just so fun to listen to and sit back and make you want to drink a freaking Yellow Belly and smoke a pack of cigarettes. Obviously, I've had Denial Is a River by Doechii on repeat. I mean, it speaks for itself. The whole music video and everything for that is absolutely incredible and so well planned and thought out and executed And I think that that is something that I feel is missing and lacking from the music industry is execution. I just think that there's so much pressure to just release and release and release and release and promo and promo and promo, so everybody's doing things really fast and not giving themselves time to like actually think about how they see this song or how they feel about this song and how they want it to be portrayed to their audience. So I think everything is just looking the same and feeling the same, and nothing is like sticking out to anybody. And I think that I've also fallen short of that, just because again, it's like that time crunch thing. Like, you need to do this now, and you need to make content every single day, and it's so like in your face that you just don't even feel creative at that point. So I think that watching Doechie's music video and her NPR Tiny Desk, like, it just reminded me, like, our music is ours. It is personal to us, and not be afraid to like be different. Yeah, shout out Doechii, because she really brought back like this creative aspect and something completely different, and I think that it's just so badass. Speaking of 70s, I have been obsessed with Stephen Bishop. On and On has been on and on. Maybe this was a bad idea. On the topic of music careers and my music career, obviously I haven't been doing as much, and I haven't been putting out as much music, you know, touring as much. I haven't really been out as much. Last year was just my year of slowing down. My obvious goal is to always be doing music and doing music full time. I've never wanted anything more in my life than to sing every night. I think I just needed to slow down and find my creativity again, because I feel like I lost it. Again, talking about just you have to create and create and create, and it's just so draining to have to go with the trends and go with what everybody else is doing, that it feels like my creativity was just shut off, and it was just on autopilot. Make whatever everybody else is making. Your ideas aren't welcome here, which is such a shitty way of thinking, and it's so sad that it is even in my thoughts. And I've talked to other artists and they feel the same way, so it's, you know, it's not just a me thing, but I think it definitely was needed for me to just slow down and reset and build that fire again for what I'm doing and what I want to be doing. This year, obviously, it's a slower start again, but we're just kind of rebuilding what was there. You know, we're trying to hit the ground running and play as many places as possible and remind people like, hey, I'm still here, I promise. Please don't forget about me. Stuff like this, starting Coffee and a Yap, it's just another creative process for me, and it is something that I've always wanted to do, and so I wanted to start this, and maybe it'll kickstart some more creativity flowing through my brain. We'll see how it goes. You know, if it doesn't catch fire, that's fine, and it's an outlet for me, because I probably should have just gone to therapy, but therapy's really expensive, so I'd rather just talk to my phone instead. I used to talk to imaginary friends anyway. I'm an only child, so I've always talked to myself. It's just easier. Very excited to see where this year goes for my music career, and I have awesome ideas that are actually going to happen that I'm so excited about, and I can't wait to share more about that. And I think what's cool about Coffee and a Yap is I get to share a little bit more about that, and I do want to try to like vlog more. I've always loved vlogging. I've always loved the idea of posting on YouTube and having a YouTube account and being a YouTuber on top of like a music career, which I know is kind of like odd, but I grew up watching YouTube and watching, you know, makeup videos and all these content creators. Loved watching vlogs. I want to do something like that myself. And also, I think as we go along, I'm gonna get a little more relaxed with it, not so serious and talking about, oh, here's the negative of this, negative of this. Like, I'm just gonna start yapping. But I think it's just nerve-wracking to try something new and put it out into the world. So that's what I'm doing with this. I am just starting fresh with something new, something different. And if people like it, people like it. If they don't have to watch it. I want to incorporate into Coffee and a Yap some things I'm loving and some things I'm not loving. Some things I'm loving recently are long nails. They just make me feel like a woman. And I don't get to wear long nails very often because I can't play in them. Not all of us can be Dolly Parton, okay? The queen. So long nails, especially long red nails. These are amazing. Coffee, obviously, always. Can't live without coffee. I would be the meanest person you knew. I've been loving those little like flip cup yogurt things, which I know yogurt is a 50-50, you either love it or hate it. I love it when it's the flip cup and there's like stuff in it. If it's just plain yogurt, get it out of my face. I'm gonna hurl. It's some things in it, delicious. Some things I'm not loving, people who have been cutting me off in traffic and act like it's my fault. Sorry, you were doing your makeup on I-30. I'm not loving early mornings for some reason. I have been waking up so late and it's pissing me off because I just feel like I'm wasting my day, but I'm sleepy these days. My allergies make me sleepy. I sound like I'm 50 years old. So obviously this is gonna be like the weirdest episode of Coffee and a Yap. I'm sure the first one's always the weirdest and the hardest, but my goal for Coffee and a Yap is to basically be just a little therapy session for myself, and again, show you a side that you might not have seen from me before, get to talk a little more about where I'm at and my music career. And also, you know, if this is something that goes somewhere, I would love to take this with me on the road and bring some of my music friends on and have them sit down and talk about some stuff. Kind of like a mini podcast, but just really not fancy at all. We're just here on the back porch having a coffee and a yap, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed the very first episode of Coffee and a Yap. I will see you next Friday, and everything is gonna be on my YouTube, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope that you guys take care of yourselves, take care of others, love your neighbor, and have another coffee. It's Friday. Have another coffee. Treat yourself. But I love y'all. I hope you enjoyed this very first episode of Coffee and a Yap, and I will see you next Friday.